two of these boys and girls will spend some part of their lives in a mental institution.
Hello, and welcome to the Hanging Loose podcast, the 35th iteration of the Hanging Loose podcast. We've come a long ways, from episode 1 with Papa Wolf. How you doing, Spicy?
I'm doing great, man. I was actually thinking about this earlier today, and the one thing that I want to say about our podcast is thank you to Rand Disc Golf for sponsoring. Please purchase all of your disc golfs at randdiscgolf.com. He's a great guy, great person. He will fall head over heels for you in his living room.
Absolutely,
in order to get his
deals.
That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, and I have to say,
such a good clip. I'll try to remember to paste the clip on top of the video for the YouTube version.
As a single white female, stumbling across that on my Facebook feed was hysterical, and I thought I had found a diamond in the rough. I sent it to Rudy immediately. I was like, "We are playing this," and it's on Twitter. I was like, "Okay, fuck." I didn't check Twitter first. So, shouts out to Randy for making fun of himself first.
To be fair, you did break it to me. I hadn't seen it until I checked on Twitter and it was there. So I did see it from you first.
I hope that somebody has not seen it and you're going to see it right now.
Wow, what a clip.
Was that not so funny? My favorite part about the clip, though, is like you would think it's just Randy eating shit in his own living room, but it's not. It's his dog going, "Get me the fuck out of here!" The moment he starts tripping. The dog, I'm assuming, is it Randy? You're in here. Is it Roni or is it Ronnie the Roddy? Or is it Roni? Because it looks like the last half of pepperoni. Yes, okay.
The last half of pepperoni.
It is. It's Roni. So I thought it was Roni, like the pizza topping. So good. Glad I'm fat enough to get that joke on the first try. This one's for you, Randy.
Hold on, we need to get the big picture. Incredible stuff. If you're an audio listener of this episode,
sorry,
just go to YouTube.
We got something special for the audio listeners, though.
That's true.
Because I lost a bet. And you lost a bet.
You guys have story time.
I also lost a bet, but
so stick around for that. After story time, I'm gonna pay off the bet.
As you absolutely should. By the way, I like that we both have animal-themed subtitles. That will segue nicely into a new contest I'm introducing. It's nothing super exciting, but I think it's fun. I change my little subtitle thing down here all the time. Down here? What?
Wait, I'm helping point in case they're looking over here. So
all the time. So any person that's able to send me a full list of the names that I make throughout an episode, I will give you a solid 30-second shout out about what I like about your socials, if you have socials, and you'll be featured on the next episode. So if you want a little hello from obviously the most famous disc golf podcasters there are, Suck It Andrew Fish.
Andrew Fish.
Do that. Just pay attention because I change it all the time, and I think that's a fun little game. You said you have a bunch of discs to go through.
Yeah, in lieu of story time, I'm going to be unboxing a disc or a package from our boy Randy, as well as. Did you get your package from so and so today?
From so and so, I don't know, but I can check if y'all want to go through yours because I don't give a shit, and I'll be right back.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hold off on that one quick. Cause, Rudy, you got your pack today too, right?
The Squid and Bones one, yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you
So-
again. I did shout them out on Twitter. I didn't realize all of us got one, but that's
Oh.
cool.
Hey, you're just be happy you got something. All right.
Finally, the first time ever, I was promised a Rand disc golf jersey too. That's missing. I I don't get any merch ever except for when guests or fans send in thank you gifts. So thank you so much, Squid and Bones.
Squid and Bones.
Also
So
coming
what's cool about
soon,
this?
the Dumpin' Squid podcast. I still got my fingers crossed.
Dumpin' Squid. That's incredible. A little history behind these discs from Squid. My wife drew the stamp. That is all her to help out with their that's a PA3 to help out with their event they run for the children's. They do like a little kid tournament, and it's really cool. I'm trying to line him up to be a guest on a future episode. But he's doing real cool stuff with the youths, and I really appreciate that, as you probably know. But yeah, she drew that little logo for him, and that little skull and bones thing you see down there is got her initials in it. So really cool. Thank you to Squid again. That's awesome. It's cool seeing. We've got a couple different stamps out there that my wife drew. I think that's really neat. And now to where the heck did Spicy Boy go? I thought I rambled enough.
He's getting packages, I think, or something.
Yeah,
He's
in case
checking if packages. But you were going to open your stuff
He's
from Randy,
checking
so
out.
just go ahead and do that.
Sticker from the boy. We're just gonna throw it on the.
You keep calling him a boy. He's like an old man. I've met him a couple times.
Old man, how rude, Randy. How do you feel about that? Chime in. I think he's a nice young boy. The bow. It is what it is, Graybeard. All right, I stand corrected. Old fuck. We're gonna throw the sticker. Oh, Spicy's back on the water bottle. There's another one on top of that one. So wham bam. Did you have a package, Spicy? I think you're muted.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Spicy. Give us a mic check.
So when mic check. He's gone. Dude is gone. R.I.P. Spicy. So I was going to order a bunch of discs from our guy Ran Disc Golf, where you should order your discs from, and had a very basic bitch cart running. And I was about to place the order, and Randy was like, "You dumb dude, what are you doing? Get discs that you would normally never throw." So naturally, first up, the Cosmic from Alpha Discs, because Cosmic Crisp. It's really throwing me off that Spicy isn't here.
Yes, I know. I dig it. I'll play the Spicy rule. Very cool. I like the idea. Cosmic Crisp. Ha ha ha. Very funny. Yes.
Ha ha. Very funny. Although they did kind of maybe do a little talking to my boy here, which would be really cool if he could talk about it. But he's muted because he's not allowed to talk without permission. So
he's not muted on my side, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe leave and come back, Spicy.
Yeah, get out of here, dude. So yeah, Cosmic Alpha. It's a 8602. I'm hoping it'll replace my Volt. It doesn't feel like a Volt.
Does it feel bigger or smaller than a Volt? Because the Volt rim is like, yeah.
It feels very almost like a Firebird. Not as overstable, but it's very angular. Fits nice in the hand though. So excited to throw that. Second up, which is one of my only basic bitch picks out of his lineup because it's
the
coolest thing I've ever. Probably my favorite disc.
Yes, thank you.
I've gotten Murdered Out Reactor.
Oh wow!
Black stamp, black disc, black rim.
Travis Barker Reactor.
Like,
just in case you didn't know, all the MVP discs have black rims.
No,
that's actually not true. But I see what you're saying. I
I'm sorry.
thought it was
I have
Axiom.
black or white rims.
Yes.
Excuse me.
But still, just murdered out reactor that is going straight in the bag, and I'm never going to get it back because you're not going to be able to tell it's marked.
You can just use a silver Sharpie.
That's brilliant. Okay, never mind. I still won't get it back because people in this area don't return discs. But
dang, shouts out Ponca City.
Shouts out Ponca City, you degenerates. Next up, a disc I'm super excited about. The Havu. Havu? Havu.
I don't know. I don't work there.
I don't know, but it's from Excel Discs, and the numbers are a 4400. And holding it in my hand, it actually feels like a Mako 3. Maybe a little less like round on the rim, but big fan. I'm excited to throw that one.
Next,
I actually have it.
Did not get a package, by the way.
You did not get a package? Damn. Well, you didn't get to see what I showed on the podcast, so it'll still be a surprise. For the podcast, Pink and Blue Fireball.
Hell yeah.
Had to do it to him.
Is it because we're a fire podcast?
It's because we're a fire podcast. No, it's because we're going down in a fireball by how awkward this bit is.
That's probably a little more accurate. I was thinking this week about how we've been on for almost a year, and I was like,
hold on.
Episodes. What'd he do to you?
He did a thing to me.
Send him a strap on.
Oh, they're here? Randy, they're here?
Ooh.
Hold on.
Yeah,
there it is. Dude, that is sick. I had no idea these were coming. I have a fucking stack of them. All right.
Hopefully that means I will.
Comment on this video. The first 5 people to say Randy is the best, I will send you.
Randy drops it like it's hot.
I'll send you a sticker, one of these stickers, and then we'll figure out what to do with the rest of them because I don't need. There's probably like there's a bunch here.
You know what I'm going to start doing once I get mine is anytime I go to my dad's house up in Prescott, I'm just going to find a different place to hide one of my podcast stickers. So he has to be proud of me.
So he has to be proud of you.
Yeah.
All right. We only got 2 more discs left. This is my best disc pick segment yet. Clash Cherry.
Jelly. I almost got that one.
I'm glad you didn't because it's mine.
Yeah, I really like that.
I really love understable mid-ranges. And the plastic feels amazing. I've actually never thrown a Clash disc or held one even. So that plastic is phenomenal.
Yeah, they have really good, like kind of underrated plastic.
It's like sticky.
I don't remember who makes it for them, but it's good.
Slick. Feels, if I had to guess, feels a lot like Latitude. Maybe not, but super solid. I'm very stoked about that one. Last but not least, and a teaser for who's coming later in this podcast, the Stokely Owl.
Hell yeah. I'll be damned.
Owl be damned. Super solid. Honestly, I got it to be a zone replacement, but it doesn't look or feel much like a zone. It definitely feels overstable. But like I might be able to, actually be able to rip on that a little bit. It's kind of a little more low profile, but big fan.
It looks pretty overstable in his teaser video that he posted for it, which is great. If you haven't watched it on Instagram, it's a watch till the end video, but it's worth it. The only worth it one I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think the shoulder's not as high as a zone. The parting line's a little bit higher up on them.
I think the slope on the shoulder is not as extreme as his.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
As that one.
Feels really good though. I wonder, do we know who makes his discs? Is it Prodigy?
No, didn't he talk about having them made himself? I can't remember
Does he make them himself? There's not
Yeah,
a lot
but
of
I think he
companies that
said
do.
I think he said something like, "I can't tell you who."
Oh,
Like
that kind of
it's
move.
part of the agreement that they're anonymous essentially. We'll ask him when he gets here. I mean, he's
Right.
not our guest.
No, not at all. Little bottle opener. That's for extras. Another pin and another guitar pick. So shouts out Rand Disc Golf. He's got such a cool selection. I literally ordered that order on Friday night, and it got here today. And yesterday was Columbus Day, so it got here in a day, one USPS day. So
I wonder what the
incredible shipping.
I wonder
times.
what my what's wrong on my side. Did you get the other thing in the package, or are we still waiting for those?
The other thing.
The bright yellow thing?
Oh, no, we talked about that already. No, we didn't get the jerseys yet.
Okay.
But they're still printing. But
got it. I'm very excited.
Dude, me too. They're stoked. And that logo looks amazing. The ones that on the sticker that I showed you. You guys. Incredible stuff. So thank you, Randy, a ton. Take it away, Spicy. I've had taken enough showtime.
To be honest, I haven't played in a while, which is my fault, but we won't talk about that because it makes me very upset. Anyway, my story time this week is I had Korean barbecue for the first time ever.
Ooh. How do you like it?
It was okay. I think if the environment were a bit different, I would have enjoyed it more. But like I went to a really busy one on a Saturday night, and I walked in and there was so much smoke in the air. It looked like it was in a fucking casino. I was like, what the hell? Like it literally was very difficult to see or breathe as an asthmatic. So it was like, if I came in here on maybe like a Wednesday afternoon, I might be fine. But Saturday night was a lot. It was my best friend's combined bachelorette party he did with his fiance and a bunch of friends.
Oh, nice.
So we went and then we did Dave and Buster's, and
dude,
I had two separate people ask me about disc golf this week because they knew I played. They're like, I saw those like basket things. Like, yeah, disc golf basket. And they're like, so are there like different discs for like drives and putts? I'm like, there are. Like, let me tell you about it. And both people were like, I had no idea it was this intense. Dream. Yeah, and I was like, how much time do you have?
Right. You
One of them's a cute girl at the bar, and I just talked myself out of any opportunity with her. But you know, it's fine. What's up, Sam?
Just follow them around, explaining mid ranges while they're playing Dance Dance.
One of those beautiful girls that Randy seems to think I'm constantly surrounded by.
Were they near you?
I mean, she was sitting next to me at the bar.
So point proven.
And she's a bodybuilder, so but like
even better uppies.
No, she's way smaller than I am. She's just like 0% body fat, so very exhilarating. There was that, and then I went to a concert on Friday.
What? Sorry, question about the Korean barbecue. Was it the hot pot style or the other like grill
it was like
style?
The grill style.
Okay.
So I think hot pot is it Korean? I thought it was Chinese.
Yes, that's Korean. I enjoy Mongolian barbecue, which is like you make a whole bowl of raw food and then you hand it to the chef. And the chef's like and cooks it up for you.
Not sure.
And then puts it back in the bowl, like puts it not in the same bowl, obviously raw food, that would be gross. Different bowl with a starch. Like rice, tortilla, whatever.
Ooh,
it's
super good.
They
had a chain called Genghis Grill for a while.
Yeah,
I think they went out of business.
It's funny you say that because at the Korean barbecue I went to,
your appetite conquered.
Yeah, there was a table of 7 dudes, and they gave us like one pair of scissors to cut the meat with. And then the guy's like, yeah, so cut the fat off before you grill the steak and then just cut the steak after. And I was like, I'm not going to use a pair of scissors on raw chicken and then cooked steak and then put that in my mouth. Ivan. Ew. That was our server's name.
Fucking Ivan. Are you kidding me? Gross.
Yeah, he was a very attractive man. So I was giving him shit the entire night. because there was my 6 friends, and then I was at the end of the table on like a separate chair, like a fucking toddler, and the temperature control for the grill was like between my legs. So he's like, "Can you move so I can do that?" I was like, "No, just reach down there." And he's like, "I don't swing that way, man." And I was like, "Neither do I, but let's see where the night takes us, bro." He was just like, But you know me. I'm always uncomfortable.
That's awesome. My only experience with Korean barbecue is cup of noodles and their Korean barbecue flavor.
It's very Ponca City of you.
You degenerates.
Yeah, I didn't really do a lot this weekend. I went to a concert, which was really fun. The Strike, shouts out, love them already, and this is the 3rd time that I've seen them, so it's my 3rd Strike. And
kick him, RV3, kick him.
Does that mean you can't go back?
No, I'm going to see them again. No, they're coming back in March, so I'll see them again then.
We're entering uncharted territory. Spicy's about to get his 4th strike.
What happens when you get the 4th strike? Nobody gets the 4th strike.
You're back in instead of out. But my friend Alyssa and I see them every time they're here because we both love them a lot. So she showed them to me, and it's kind of like our friendship bond band. So we took a Waymo. You guys know what Waymo is?
No. Is that like
RV3?
Waymo?
No.
It's an autonomous Uber. So we have those all over the city of Phoenix.
Really?
So, yeah, we get in the car and there's nobody driving. The car just takes you where you're going.
So weird.
That's how you feel.
I watched the Elon thing this past week. That was going to be part of my story time, but that's okay.
Well, I didn't know that. Anyway, yeah, that Elon thing this week is very weird because those robots are way too conversational. I'm convinced
they admitted that they were human controlled for the demo.
Okay. Oh, good. Because I was like, that guy was way too like, "John, where's John?" I was like, no. And then they asked him, "What's the hardest thing about being a robot?" And the fucking thing said, "Trying to become as human as you." No, sorry, shut down.
No, No, they immediately backtracked on that.
Yeah, we have Waymos all over Phoenix.
That's really cool.
So you just order them up and you get in and
they just pull up and
start. Yeah. It's a really nice Jaguar too. So they're like luxury vehicles. So it pulls up, you pull up your phone, you unlock the door with your phone, you get in, put your seatbelt on, you hit start, and it just fucking takes off, man. It's the very first time, it's very bizarre. But then the rest, like I've taken them a bunch of times now, and they're like, it loses its allure pretty quickly.
Yeah. Do they get vandalized?
The ones I've been in haven't really been.
Is there still a driver's seat?
No, there's nobody there. You sit in the back or the front.
But the seat, I'm saying, is the driver's seat still there? Or no, it's just empty?
No,
there is a driver's seat.
If they do test drives still on like the freeways. So like the Waymo won't take the freeway. It'll only ever take side streets to get where it's going.
Okay.
But if they take one on the freeway for testing, they will put someone in the driver's seat who can manually control the vehicle if it comes to that. But yeah, all over downtown. If you guys end up coming out for the memorial or like whatever, we'll take a ride in one and it'll really fucking throw your head for a loop for a minute.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I will say, Waymo, figure your fucking music situation out. It's an autonomous car that doesn't play anything that you ask it to. They have iHeart stations, which is fine, have stations. But if I select an artist's station, play that artist. And you never do. I tried to listen to the Strike radio about 1,000 times on my way to the show so we could enjoy what we were about to go see. And it just kept playing like Usher. I was like, no, not even close.
Now playing. That's awesome. We had this town that I moved from tried to take that route because they like to think that they're like, you know, in a rich town like that where you have like the automated Ubers and stuff. So we got Lime scooters in the town for a downtown area that is not big enough to justify Lime scooters.
Me.
And they almost immediately took them away because people were throwing them off bridges.
Oh yeah,
So,
that was a problem. Like all over Denver when they got them.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, people were just throwing them in the river or like throwing them down steps or whatever.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the what'd you call it? Waymos don't get vandalized, because that seems to be the trend for that type of public commodity, is that they just get wrecked.
It seems to me that like damaging a $75,000 SUV would be a crime, whereas like a scooter's a fucking, you know what I mean? Like it's a little bit different.
Yeah, and they're probably surveilled at all times, like cameras all over the vehicle.
Yeah, you're being recorded, but they don't live monitor them unless you ask to speak with service. So,
Gotcha.
Like they definitely saw me kiss my friend Alyssa in the back of that Waymo, but only their robots saw it. They didn't see it. But Kiss the Girl from The Little Mermaid came on, so it's kind of an obligation at that point.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you can't not kiss the girl. I'm gonna grab a bottle of water.
Sounds good.
Rudy, you said you had story time?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna briefly talk about the
Are you awake?
crazy Elon event thing, and then the insane backlash on Twitter. I was just doom scrolling it and just laughing at everyone. But Spicy pretty much covered the autonomous car thing. So.
Oh yeah, the new what did he call it? Weebus or something like
Weebus?
Yeah, it was like We Robot or something. Was Robovan.
I
Not
thought-
Robovan, the Robovan.
Robovan. And
It's trying to steal Rivian.
the new drug trying to overtake Ozempic, Robovan.
Robovan.
Twice day injection.
It does sound like that. Side effects may include. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was for, but literally, I had like my Amazon stick playing in the background, and I caught out of like my just side hearing. Side effects may include suicidal thoughts or actions, and I was like, "What actions? Dude? Like what? You might."
Jesus.
You might unalive yourself, which is my least favorite way to say that.
What am I doing?
Hammer home the extremity. Yeah, what am I doing?
I can't control this. No, nothing to take lightly. Don't do that.
Yeah,
you are
definitely
loved.
don't do
that. Speaking of people being very alive, I watched the Terrifier for the first time last night.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen any of them. My friend Ava loves them.
I hadn't either, but I heard people going nuts for the third one that's in theaters right now. Had an amazing opening weekend apparently, and I'm a big fan of horror and slasher genre in general. And I gave Terrifier my best shot at enjoying it. I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt at being low budget. It's just a garbage movie. It hits all the notes of a good slasher film and just does not capitalize. Like I legitimately fell asleep in the last 30 minutes of that movie.
I have been very old man about being at the movies as of late, where like
same.
I cannot. Like I sit there and if it's a slow 20 minutes, I will be like,
oh yeah, that's why like when you guys talk about like, have you seen this movie? Have you seen this movie? Generally, no, I'm not a movie watcher unless it's horror, because I don't have the attention span or like the alertness to stay up for hour and a half to 3 hours, however long the movie is. But I will somehow binge watch 3 episodes of hour-long TV with zero problem. So
yeah,
big TV fan guy, not a movie guy.
Yeah, there are some movies like the movie Australia by Baz Luhrmann it's like 3 hours and 20 minutes, and there's like 3 false endings. So it's a movie I love and will watch if I decide to, but like I really got to have a nap beforehand and like
prepare yourself. Sit down with a Red Bull.
I can't eat during the movie or it will make me tired.
That's how I feel about the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Which one was that?
Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Really?
Yeah,
One?
it's the second half of the thing that should have been one movie.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play.
The Davy Jones saga that was 2 movies. It should have just been one movie, and it was the second half of that one. It's like
Right.
an hour or 2 hours and like 47 minutes or something like that. And there's a real middle bit where it's perfect for a nap.
Yeah, any part where they're on the island with a jar of dirt, I don't give a shit. I want to see cannon battles, dude.
I want to see cannon battles, dude.
I don't want to see sword fights. I am a Disney adult, which I think we've talked about before.
Disney adult, big fan of Disney movies. Are you including all Disney property? Like you big Marvel guy?
I'm like, I watch New Rock Stars on YouTube. I couldn't think of the name of the channel. New Rock Stars, Screen Crush with Ryan Airy. Those like heavy spoilers. Those are I cannot sit down and watch 90 hours of Marvel. I cannot do it.
Oh.
But I like to know what's going on because people at the bar will be talking about it or whatever. So I will watch the breakdown videos where they tell me all the things I need to know. And most of them, I really like the Easter egg videos that Screen Crush and New Rock Stars do. So that way, when the conversation comes up at the bar, I'm like, did you see where they referenced the original issue of Superman? And they're like, what? No way.
Yeah. I cannot imagine like sitting down now and trying to catch up on Marvel. I had, I guess, the luxury of watching them as they came out, pretty much from like Iron Man 3 forward. And
the worst Iron Man.
Best Iron Man. So I was able to watch them as they come out, and it wasn't too big of an undertaking, even though they still came out like once a year. But at least it's not like trying to figure out the correct timeline and sitting down and watching 18 movies in a row, and then you've got Disney Plus TV shows, and it's so much to cover at this point.
Yeah, it's too big of an investment.
Yeah,
to kind of go back and catch up on. It's like that. At least
if you miss the train, you pretty much miss the train. Like
right. I'll see the one-offs like Deadpool and Wolverine. The Deadpool movies are cool, but they're kind of like episodic, more or less.
Yeah,
and you typically don't need to know every lore from every fucking anything to get it.
100%. Yeah. I haven't seen the new one yet. I'm waiting for it to hit streaming because I don't think I've gone and sat to watch. Is it already?
Pretty sure.
Oh shoot!
It's great. It's so funny.
I haven't sat down to watch a movie since COVID. Like I'm actually in the theater.
Do you know anything that happens in it?
I've seen some spoilers, like the clearly CGI to real Wolverine when they hop out of the back of that van, or
oh yeah.
Apparently there's a car scene where they're fighting.
They are fighting.
But yeah, we should probably talk about disc golf. It's been about half an hour. I mean, I guess I did my disc picks, but
yeah, I was gonna say we opened with
Gannon Burr, USDGC winner,
champion,
winner of easily MVP of this year with that.
Oh, it's not even close.
If
he doesn't take player of the year, then someone's drunk.
Yeah, there's some money being passed hands behind the scenes, but it got me thinking because we talked about this earlier in the season when he started to hit some wins after AB had his run. About GOAT talk, which I know you love. And no, I'm not claiming that he is the greatest of all time because clearly not. It's one season. But if he continues this next year, because he could just be having an incredible year, have an off season, and come back and just be back to normal. Not that he's ever been normal. He's been great since he joined the Pro Tour. Right. But I think if he can continue this on next year, I genuinely think he's in the running. He's definitely had one of the best seasons ever, like just standalone. Yeah. I wouldn't put him in with the greats yet. He needs to show that consistency. But if he can do it again next year, man, that kid is crazy.
I mean, he's had 2 phenomenal seasons. This one just happened to be better than the first one.
That's fair. That's his second USDGC title?
Right.
Like,
I think he's plenty consistent. I think there will come a time when he ends up in the greatest of all time discussion. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. But it's, again, how did Simon introduce him in the video vlog this week? Did you see that?
I haven't watched it yet, no.
He said, everybody, Gannon Burr, 0-time world champion. So
that's awesome.
I mean, it just kind of, there's...
Yeah. I get
there are boxes to be checked, but the kid is absolutely on fire, and he's one of the nicest pros on tour. So
yeah,
that's only going to win you more fans.
I don't know if it's
on that note. Welcome to Goat Talk, everybody. Today's GOAT number 1. We're going with the greatest of all tennis.
Tennis?
Yep.
Okay.
Greatest of all tennis. I'll go first. Obviously, tennis ball. Greatest of all tennis.
Ooh.
Thank you.
The greatest of all tennis balls?
No. I picked
No, his greatest of all tennis is tennis balls.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I misunderstood.
Oh man, that's a hard one to drop on me.
I'm
not familiar with sports.
Wii tennis.
Ooh, Wii tennis.
Because I think there's not many things funnier than a parent buying their child a gift like a Wii and being like, this will keep them entertained. They're going to love me for it, blah, blah, blah. And then that child throws a nunchuck through the fucking TV and it costs the parent $900. I think that is one of the funniest because they had no idea. They had to release the wrist straps after the fact. And it's the funniest thing in the world to me. It never will be. Just like, fuck.
Oh, man. You killed me with this one. Tennis racket.
All right. Shake those racket up. Thanks for listening to Goat Talk.
Tune in next week.
Cool guitar riff.
I literally Googled words with tennis in them to try to come up with something clever that wasn't tennis.
Christ.
There's nothing. By the way.
Thinking on your feet's not your strong suit, is it?
Not with a word like fucking tennis.
Come on.
You should have just said deuce. He doesn't even get that joke.
I don't know tennis.
With the USDGC results, we obviously know at this point that Spicy Boy won the pick segment we did.
Yes, he did.
Win.
He
obliterated.
Whooped. Cleaned up.
He whooped you. I was within 40 at least.
No, you weren't. I had almost twice as many points as you did. It was 152 to 86. That's not 40 points. Learn how to count.
Oh, I thought you had 86.
No, I had 156 or some shit.
Oh. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
I have prepared the payoff. Now,
I cannot wait.
Bear with me for a second. This is going to look a little funky here because of the way I have to share it. So my apologies. But I'm going to try and do this the best I can.
You couldn't get the 90s thing where they had like all the colors and the
No, I couldn't.
Visualizer?
Yeah.
I couldn't. But if you are you going to turn your camera?
Hey everybody. This is Randy from RandDiscGolf.com. The other day I was out on the disc golf course bombing my drivers 300 feet. Feeling good about myself. And I decided that since I had a long ride home, I needed to find a podcast that was smart, funny, and entertaining. Everything a good podcast should be. So I picked Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. And it was wonderful. But after that, my podcast app, the algorithm, sent me to Hangin' Loose podcast. Hosted by Shanked, DG, and Spicy Boy. And it was okay. But after 30 seconds, I figured that my time would be better spent listening to the new Chapel Roan album. So that's what I did. So if you need any discs, RandDiscGolf.com. And if your podcast app happens to go to the Hangin' Loose podcast, there's always Chapel Roan.
Back on?
Yes.
I think I get.
Sorry,
let me
I
know.
really
Let me
leaving.
know if you can hear the music. Did you
got
hear that or
nothing?
no?
No, got nothing.
Okay. All right. Rewind. And let me bring it up here. And then
Can we just
let me
remind
know.
people what the bet was first?
Yes, we had to do a video thing
Yes.
of some sort telling everyone how much we love Spicy.
How great he is.
I, with the help of a friend, wrote a poem.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. You beat me to it.
No, it was not. I can't say I didn't use Chat GPT, but
he's like, I used Copilot.
I wrote the majority. I had some help finding the rhyming words. Okay, sue me.
His friend Thesaurus.
Here we go. Let me know if you could.
Nothing, man.
No, what the hell? Oh, this worked when we did the.
When we were prepping the episode, it worked.
Yeah. All
God,
right.
I hope Scott
I'll just feed
Stokely's
it through
just
this way,
watching us
but
be bad at
we'll have
podcasts.
to. Yeah, I'll just do it this way. This will definitely work, and then I can actually just remove this.
This will definitely work. So prepare your ears. Oh, I can actually hear it.
Too spicy, boy. My
Crank it up. Crank up that volume.
Be a host. A poem. In the spotlight's glow, you take your place. Spicy boy with charm and grace. A trivia maestro with questions so bright. You bring the fun. You light up the night. With a wink and a smile you weave through the crowd. Your laughter like music, joyful and loud. Each round a new journey, each answer a thrill. In your presence, dear host, time stands still. On sun-drenched greens, you stand with pride. A disc golfer spirit you take in your stride. With every precise throw, a dance in the air, you embrace the adventure, the challenge, the dare. Behind the lens, you capture the scene. A storyteller's heart where memories gleam. Each click holds a moment, a treasure to share. In your world of images, I find love everywhere. And oh, when the Red Sox take the field, your passion ignites, your spirit revealed. In the roar of the crowd, you're lost in the game, a loyal fan's heart, forever aflame. Spicy boy, your magic, your joy in disguise. With you, life's an adventure, a sweet surprise. So here is my tribute, my heartfelt embrace. In this beautiful journey, you're my favorite place. Through trivia nights and disc golf days, in every shared laughter, in all of your ways, I cherish you dearly, my partner, my friend. With you by my side, love has no end.
Wow. That was something else.
Incredible.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna play that at the bar this week.
That is amazing.
Or I might save it for my birthday, but that's that was phenomenal. You really got a lot of pressure right now, Shane.
Oh, don't worry. I contracted a friend of the podcast to help me out with mine, so we got things working.
Torqued up Tina?
Yeah, friend of the podcast, Torqued up Tina.
Soon
man.
to be a friend of the podcast.
Soon
we
to be,
hope.
Maybe. Stay tuned. Question mark. Do you think she listens?
No, I think she
No
listens.
chance.
I don't think she listens to this show.
Fair.
Yeah, she seems like a good listener. Anyway, that is so much better than I ever expected.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, it. I prepped for either one of you to win, and the Apple one was easy because I figured that one out pretty quick. So I had a lot of time to do the poem because I was like, oh, I'll just do a poem, set it to some music. Little did I know how much like fun it was to like just like I'd never really written a poem as an adult as an adult.
And that's
I'm sorry.
so much better
that sounds
than
weird.
I would have ever been.
That's really good.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. If you haven't written a poem in a while, just give it a shot. You never know.
So I have to ask you because my brain is a logistic one, and I'm always trying to figure out how things got done. Did you write the poem to match the length of time that the music was?
No, the music I ripped off YouTube.
Which is fine. I just thought was like because it sounded like the song had a very set length.
I recorded the poem like 3 times. Oh, 4 times. And then like took the best parts from each one and put it all together. And then it was like 2 minutes and change. And then I was like, all right, so if I buffer it a little bit, like 240 is fine. So I just found a video that was 240 and ripped the music out from underneath it.
Well, like a professional.
Yeah. So
that was really good. Well done, Rudy.
Huge fan. Okay, I need the raw audio on that.
Yeah, I'll put it in the drive.
Sweet. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get it on. I'm so excited.
Let's go. We are stoked for Stokely. Scott Stokely in the house. What is up?
Not much. I'm sorry that I'm late because I got the fanciest background ever.
Oh, no worries, man. We're thrilled you're here.
So good.
There are very few "Be Still My Beating Heart" people in disc golf, but you are one of them. So thank you for joining.
Someone's got a crush. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well,
probably true.
it's just starstruck, even for somebody who films the top pros all the time. It doesn't get to happen often for me. So this is like, I'm very excited. I'm going to be angry for at least a minute. Congrats on your induction, by the way.
Yes. Huge deal.
And I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And I appreciate it. I'm just teasing with that.
Oh no, we love you to death. So we have our little subtitles that we do every episode, and mine is based off of your newest release, The Owl. So
yes, and also speaking of, got it right here,
and he's got one in hand.
Got one. That's going to be my new approach disc, just in honor of you.
Oh, I appreciate that, and I should have brought the discs up. Do you have any jujus with you?
I do not. I got a good chunk of discs from our friend Ran Disc Golf, and did not get that one. But
I should have brought the discs up, but that's okay.
That's all right.
Oh,
so how was the like Spicy was saying? Congrats on being inducted into Hall of Fame. That is awesome. How did that come about? Besides a career of being great.
Like, how did the Hall of Fame thing come about?
Yeah, like.
Oh, by the way, are we like is this like on the show recording or is this?
Yeah,
it's not live.
We're not live, but we are recording.
We're recording. Okay. So how did the Hall of Fame come about? I mean, there's a process, and the exact rules are you have to have been playing for like 30 years or something, or not necessarily with it. You have to be within the sport for I think 30 years. And over a certain age, and there's certain qualifications, and then you get nominated by somebody within the group, and then a bunch of people go and attach themselves and to your name as far as your what do you call it? They're your vouchers. I mean, the people that are going to go to bat for you in the debates, and then they go to war.
They call us.
Oh, they call it, yeah. So that's they're the people who sponsor me. Thank you.
Okay, gotcha. Sort of like delegates.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then, I mean, I would hope there wouldn't be too much pushback, but
Absolutely.
for me is that I was literally still out on tour this year with a tour card. So, like, I'm still a player that is out. I mean, quotes are on the word competitive, right? But I got some. I'm cashing on the pro tour half the time. It's like I'm somewhere.
No, that you're still in the mix, which is awesome, and you have a tour card. So, and you got had.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, no, I mean, I was out a lot of this reason because of health issues.
Okay. Okay.
Look, I started off the season healthy, but 1,018 rated. But 1,018 rated probably put me like 75th, the highest rated player in the world or something like that, 60th or so. I don't know. Like, I was at the bottom of the tour card qualifying people. Had I been healthy, I was playing right about the bottom of the tour card level anyhow. But the thing is, the field gets stronger every single year. So I'm older, so I'm obviously going to be on the decline. At some level, every year I'll decline a little bit. And the field as a whole, especially the bottom, is getting better. So, like, it was going to outpace me at some point. So I think it might have.
I mean, it's funny because I would murder somebody probably to be a 10-18 rated caller.
Oh, 100%. You're like, I'm only 10-18 rated, and I'm like, I'm 850 rated.
I'm a 10-18 rated junk food eater for sure.
Yeah. You pulled me up into a McDonald's drive-through. They're like, hey, he's here.
Let me tell you something. I'm a 1040 rated junk food eater, and I can prove it. I got it. So about it's probably got to be 7 years ago. I used to eat a box of Nerds before I went to bed every night. That was just par for the course. I would eat a box of Nerds, and so every night I'm eating Nerds. About a box of Nerds, and then all of a sudden I bit into one of the Nerds and I couldn't bite through it, and I couldn't bite through it, and I realized part of my tooth had chipped. From eating Nerds, right? So I was like, oh no. So I went and I had to get a tooth removed. And I was like, well, I guess I'm at a point now where I'm probably 47. I'm like, I guess I'm too old to eat a box of Nerds every night. And that lasted about a month before I convinced myself, no, it wasn't related to Nerds after all. And
no chance.
A bad tooth. And then I did it, and it happened again to another tooth. And I was like,
no,
really aged out of Nerds. But that's 1040 level.
It's 1040 level snacking. So when you're talking a box of Nerds, are you talking like the little ones or like the big, like squares?
This big.
Okay, so not like the trick or treat sized ones, but
I had those, but those would last like 4 days.
He's doing shots of Nerds.
Right. He's like, hold on, I gotta get normal.
It's all of me. That like when I went back on the pro tour 3 years ago, starting in 2021, I got into really, really good shape. Like it was, I ate well, I trained hard, I worked out. I mean, I was diligent. I was a little bit lazier before then because I wasn't really competing or anything. And so like I hadn't let myself go completely, but I was, I wasn't so worried about eating boxing every night. But once I decided to actually take the game serious again, then there was that's not how that didn't fit into the plans, unfortunately.
So that brings up a question for me. What was it that motivated you to like get back into it and try get competitive again? So
what happened is that I was gone for 13 years, had some struggles, came back to the sport, was playing in the age protected divisions, running events, making a good living, teaching disc golf. I mean, I had a very nice life, traveling around the country, just teaching, playing Frisbee. It was fun.
Yeah.
That's the dream, literally.
Yeah, I mean, it was wonderful, and you know, if that's all I'd ever, if I was doing, if I that's all I'd ever done, and I kept doing that, I would consider myself incredibly lucky. But um, we as younger players every day talked about what we wanted the sport to become, and we dreamed of what this thing would become someday. And it didn't happen in my prime. It never happened fast enough, but we had talked about what it was going to be, and I knew the pro tour had come, had the pro disc golf pro tour had started up, and things were like I'd seen coverage. But I was 21. I went to the tournament in Emporia, Kansas, the Dynamic Discs Open.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I'll never forget. It was the most surreal feeling ever because I went, I played the tournament, I played MP50, I finished second place in MP50, which I rarely lost in the 50 or older, but whatever. You know, I lost to Jay Reddy, no shame. But I watched the finals. I went on to the country course, right? I saw, you know, Ricky and Paul and Simon and all the people that, you know, Eagle and everybody. And I watched them play, and it was amazing. And then the tournament ends, and they all got into their cars and they left, or their tour buses, and they left. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget, I sat there and I felt like I felt abandoned. Like I actually felt like I was like, wait a second, what are you guys? What are you doing? I'm supposed to be with you. Like this is my turn, this is my sport. This is what I dreamed of, and now you guys have left, and I'm standing here, and why did you guys all leave me? Like I felt like I needed to be a part of it, and so at the time I was like rated 983 or something like that because I wasn't practicing. I was eating a box of nerds. I wasn't really I wasn't taking it serious. I was just going out. I would go play courses. I would just basically show up at tournaments and play tournaments. I played the course blind. I never practiced. Didn't need to an MP50. So then I was like, God, I would love to be a part of this thing, but I am so far away from feeling like I belong out there. So then I asked, the question was just, what could I do if I took a year of my life and just dedicated myself to getting my body back in shape and then training, like how good could I get? And my goal was I wanted to get up to 1,020 rated. Now, 1,020 rated is not, if you go out to a tournament and shoot on the pro tour, shoot 1,020, you know, 3 years ago, you're cashing, but you're not competitive. But I felt 1,020 rated player was good enough to clearly belong out there.
Yeah.
So I thought if I got to 1,020, a 1,020 rated player can win on a given weekend. That's a good enough player to put it together. Parker Welk has done it, and other players. So that's what I thought. Could I get to 1,020 rated? And I managed to get up to 1,018. So I got I almost made it.
Yeah, I mean it's a rounding error though, right? Like someone at a tournament shoots just a little bit worse, and you might have got that bump.
Yes,
like,
but no, that's kind of maybe a longer answer than you were looking for. But that's what it was. It was like I want to be a part of this thing.
No, that's a great answer. I think. I mean, it really. I think it stands to like, you know, it's inspiring that you were like, hey, this is my sport as much as your guys is. If I put in the work, I can be with you guys, and you did that.
I was also fully aware of the fact that if I worked my ass off, I could be near the bottom or, you know, middle of the pack on the final year of my career. Like I would barely squeeze in to be mediocre, right? I'm 52 years old, like, and I took 13 years off from the sport. So it was no real aspirations to be the best in the world. I mean, I was trying to win every time I played, but it was really at my best. If I trained really hard, can I be good enough to barely make the cut? Can I be, if I worked really hard, could I be the 12th man on the NBA team? Because if you are, you're still in the NBA. You're still an NBA player. You still get time on the court. And that's kind of what I concluded was that I was good enough to belong. If it had happened just even a couple years later, it's done, it's over, it'll never happen. And I was very fortunate the timing worked out that I got a few years out of this. And then I played a full season on 2022 tour, was good enough to go compete on the European tour, the Disc Golf Pro Tour in Europe 2 years ago. And then I shot 1,037 rated over the year. So I had 2 5th-place finishes, and I had a podium finish, qualified for USDGC. And I'm like, holy crap, they're giving me a tour card again. So then I came back this year with a tour card, but then my health failed me. Not related to throwing, related to aging.
Gotcha.
But
just being a human.
I got 3 years out of something I was hoping to get 1 out of. So
That's incredible.
it wasn't luck, but I am very lucky that I was in this.
One of my favorite parts around your return was what felt like almost a mutual feeling from disc golf itself. Was like, we'd love to have Scott Stokely back, and so for you to come back and kind of, there was the buzz around it. Your one of your first rounds back at Waco, you looked in phenomenal shape, and I remember being like, damn, dude, like, he's got to put together, and he's hucking. And it was so fun to see. And it's, you have fanboys, you have the Eagle guys and the Paul guys and the Ricky guys, and they usually will have something, not necessarily negative, but they'll have nitpicks about the other one. Nobody nitpicks you. Everybody has such an outward, positive, receptive feeling towards you. So it was so nice to have you back.
Except for that guy that called you on foot fault like 3 times in a row. That was kind of rude.
That was a long time ago. So here's the thing. Ironically, I think, and I've thought about this in hindsight, I think because the players didn't know what to think. Like, I knew Jeremy Colling, I knew Ulibarri a little bit. Like, I knew some of the guys. I knew Simon, but I didn't know anybody well. And the majority of them I didn't know at all. And in hindsight, well, because I know that they didn't know what to think. Is this a publicity stunt? Is it, like, nobody disliked me, but it's like they just didn't know what to think. And I think the thing, in my opinion, the biggest thing I did to work myself into their graces was getting into shape, because I was in better shape than any 52-year-old on planet Earth, I think. I mean, I worked so hard, but
it showed.
And then I got all of my tour clothing custom fitted. Like, basically, I was showing respect to them. It's not like, oh, I used to be good at disc golf in the 90s. I'm going to come out here and everybody's going to want my autograph, and it's like, no. It's like I showed them that I respected them enough to have to work my ass off to feel like I belonged with them. And in hindsight, I think that gave them a pass to opening their mind to me being there with them.
Yeah.
And
I think.
Yeah,
no, I mean, I think it showed too that you put in the effort to integrate with the new era of disc golf, and you fit in. You did it, like you said. You podiumed several times, top 5 did several times in the European tour, and you came back. I think top 5 disc golf shots all time. You're up there with that. The Big Money Skin, was it Big Money Skins or Eagle Crossing shot? Insane. Like, that's up there, top 5 shots all time for me.
No, I appreciate that. And I'll tell you a funny thing about fitting in, though, is that it's look, I every single player on tour now basically is my friend. I like all of them. I think they all like me. Like, we're all friendly. We hug, we high five. I mean, they're all my friends, and they've been nothing but open and welcoming to me, being part of their group and being part of, even though that's the case, at the end of every tournament day, I always jam. I always leave. And the reason why I leave is that even though I am welcome to spend time with them, I feel like it's not my place. It's a place for young people to be young people. They don't need someone around that they don't want to misbehave in front of, or that they don't want to say the wrong of. And so they've never made me feel this way, but I've always felt like I love them to death. But I step aside. I step aside in the evening, and I let them be them, because no one likes the old guy at the bar, no matter how cool the old guy at the bar is. Still the old guy at the bar.
There's a few of those that come to the bar I host trivia at. But I was just thinking of how absolutely how to word this. How much I would absolutely love a video of you like raving at a Kevin Jones set.
Oh yeah.
Like, and that would we got to make that happen at least once. But I understand where you're coming from. I have
KJ is one of my favorites. They're all one of my favorites. Every single player you name is my favorites, but I love KJ. He's amazing.
Yeah, I trusted him too much at USDGC and lost a bet, but great guy.
You missed a hell of a poem earlier, Scott. But yeah, so since you don't have the tour card, and I don't mean to bring up a painful subject by any means, but I'm just curious, like, it's how are you kind of planning? Are you planning on doing any events next year, or?
So that's the big question. So it is not a painful thing. Look, I would love to be out there forever. Who wouldn't, right? Obviously, we would all like to stay young forever. So I mean, the pain of getting older, I like sad, but it's everyone goes through it, right? So I'm not special. The way I honestly feel is I felt so lucky to get 1 year. And then the fact that I got 3 out of this thing, like I am so totally at peace if this is it. It is so much more than I could have dreamed of. Like I dreamed of getting 1 year. And so like I am totally at peace with what happens after this. So I don't know what my plans are. I have not decided. The intention is to go to Southeast Asia. I'm working on a project a disc golf project in the Philippines. I'm also going to Derek Robbins, Hall of Famer, played tournaments in more countries than anyone else in the world. Asked me to be the best man in his wedding in the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
That's huge.
It's really neat. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, it's up in the air. It's a hell of a problem to have because I have a million options and all of them are like pretty good. My first choice would be to be out there competing. If I was a 1,030 rated player with a tour card, that's 100% where I would be, but I'm not. So
I love the idea.
Not going to go out there and finish in the bottom, shoot 1,010 and be in the, 100th place. Like I'm not doing that. I'm sorry to cut you off, but one of the things I felt was just because I'm good enough to technically be allowed to play, if I don't feel like I'm competitive, it ain't right for me to take the spot away from some young player who's looking for an opportunity. Now, when I'm 1,018 rated and I go out there and I think, you know what, I got a top 10 finish in me, I might even shock the world this week. As long as I feel like that can happen, yeah, I damn sure belong out here. But the minute I'm kind of conceding, I'm not beating Gannon on my best day, well, then let some kid who thinks he can beat Gannon compete. So I'm leaning towards stepping aside, but nothing's for sure. We'll see.
That's just what I was getting ready to say is like, I kind of like the idea of you leaving it as an uncertainty because a random surprise Scott Stokely registration would throw Twitter into a frenzy. Same with Instagram. Everybody would be like, "Oh, he's gonna be here." You know what I mean? Like, I love that idea.
Yeah.
No, I met with Jeff Spring at the Pro Tour. I talked to Jeff. I'm a big fan of the Pro Tour. I'm a big fan of Jeff Spring and the work he's done, and that everybody's done. They're I think they're like there might be things to do differently. So I give the tour an A-, right? Meaning I might do a few things different. They're killing. They're crushing.
Yeah, they're doing the best with with what they have. I mean, our sport at a tour level and like a production level is bigger than our sport is, and I think that's huge in giving them props for what they've done, because given the size of the sport and then the size of the production, it definitely shadows our sport and it gives us legitimacy that otherwise we probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. And I approached Jeff and I said, I'm like, I would like to potentially have a role with the tour, but I'm not looking to do commentary and I'm not even looking to be an employee. Like I got my disc company and I got my teaching, and I'm like, I don't need the tour. I don't need, it's not what I need to be doing. It's what I want to be doing. In fact, that's how I approached it. I said, I might be like, I'm the only disc golfer in the world that I don't have to be in the disc golf pro tour, and I could be kicked out of the PDJ, and it doesn't even like affect my bottom line. Like I'm still traveling the world playing frisbee golf, teaching disc golf, selling golf discs.
Yeah.
So like I don't need any of this. I want to help the tour. Like I have a personality, I have an audience, I have history, and there's things I can bring to the tour that I would like for them to take advantage of. And hopefully, so if I'm not competing, there maybe I would like to do something with the tour to help.
I think they need to hire you on as lead card hype man. You just follow a lead card around and just high fives and fist bumps all over the place.
Yeah, nobody's ever not excited to see you as it is. Right. So, like I said,
it's crazy. Just over the last few years that you've been back on tour, the amount of like ace clips or like 6 shots that come out of you that are just like vertical film or phone film of hitting aces at different tournaments. It's incredible. It's like Scott Stokely hit another ace. It's like, of course he did. Of course he did.
That's ridiculous. I know I got 2 aces on the pro tour this year. Did anybody else get 2? I can't think of anybody else that got 2. It's so bizarre. It's just luck. I mean, it's like the odds of
Adam Hammis had a couple, I think.
Did he? Okay. The odds of getting of me having the most aces is about, if there's 100 players on tour, it's about 1 in 100. Like right. It's me. It's completely random.
It's just cool that it is you, though.
It's way cool. Are you kidding me? Like it can be like, and the fact that they were both filmed while I wasn't on coverage and there was a camera person. Mm-hmm. Although it's an accident. So one of the things I do with my girlfriend who travels with me is that one of the reasons why I get I'm pretty good at self-promotion. If I'm going to run a 90-foot putt, every time I run a 90-foot putt, I tell her to film it. I just do this, and that means. And she films it, because if I happen to throw one in, which every once in a while we all throw in 90-footers, it's going to be on film. So generally speaking, aceable holes, I mean, most par 3s are aceable, but holes that are like under 400 feet, she generally films them all, because just in case.
You never know. Yeah.
Right. So she has filmed a lot of holes that I did not ace.
That's fine.
Right. Story. I spent the entire. What year was it that I was trying to make that Simon video? 21, right? Yeah, I spent all of 2021. I was competing in MP50, so I'm playing on these little not silly, but
right. They're not pro tour level events.
Yeah, 16 of the holes are aceable, and for the entire 21 season, every time I played one of the easier holes on the course, she filmed it. I walked out of the tee pad. I turned around and looked at the camera and said, "Hey, Simon, this one's for you." And then, because I thought by the end of the season, I'm going to get one. And it's going to be the most viral disc golf video of all time, because I'm like, I called my ace, and I called 1,000 of them and didn't make any of them.
Man, we need a super cut of all the times you said that to the camera.
Yeah,
just back
that
to
would
back.
be a great video.
That'd be so much work, but that would be funny.
The only time I've ever gotten that feeling and been like, I think I might ace this one, like I'm gonna film, I had the camera facing the wrong direction. I had the front.
Oh no.
So you can hear the chains and you can hear me yelling over Elton John's Your Song, because that's what I was listening to at the time. But you just see my bag. So
Wait. Hold on. You were disc golfing, listening to Elton John?
Yeah, he's one of my absolute favorites. So Your Song was on, and it's the part where he's talking about if you have green or blue eyes, and you can just hear me go. Ah!
It's absolutely amazing, and I think that might be the first time anybody's ever gotten an ace listening to Elton John. That might be a first. You should send him a clip.
A world first. It's funny that you say that, because I put the clip on Instagram and it got DMCA'd.
Oh no!
Oh really?
Yeah, they're like, you can't post that. But you never know. We're getting close to time. I think, Rudy, you have a question, yeah?
Yeah, so I know you still do a lot of coaching. With the YouTube era, are the amateurs that you're coaching the best they've ever been
That's a good question.
now?
Oh God, that's a question. I mean, the sport's evolving and people have gotten better, but there's also a lot of bad information out there. I mean, a lot, and a
Here,
lot
use
of it.
Scott Papa.
What? Oh,
Scott Papa. I throw a lot of shots at him for no reason.
yeah, I love Scott. I love this. I love this. My favorites. But no, there's bad information out there, and it just once it catches on, it catches on, and then I used to make the joke, even though it sounds arrogant, it's still funny to me. I used to make the joke. You know what all those bad tutorial videos have in common? They all have one thing in common. I'm the only person in the world making money off them because everybody touches these videos, then they have to pay me to fix it. So
That's really good.
business. Well, like that case, I'll give you an example. The serve the pizza, like the all those videos that say to throw it with the palm up. Like that's the most like no, 100%. That's not even this is not a debatable social media, ping pong match, right? It's like it is absolutely 100% false that you should throw a sidearm with your palm up. You have almost no range of motion when your palm's up. You have a huge range of motion this way. When your palm's up, you have almost no strength moving your hand side to side. I mean, that's not how the hand moves. You got nothing going side to side. You're pretty darn strong moving your hand this direction. This is how you throw everything. This is how you throw nothing. So maybe a frisbee if you're playing ultimate and trying to throw it 20 yards, right? But that's not how you throw a golf disc, for sure. So when all these this is a true story. When all these videos started coming out just about 3 years ago about the keep the palm up, serve the pizza. I looked over my girlfriend and I literally said to her, "Oh my God, I'm going to make so much money off this because it's just." And I also would always think to myself, I charge for classes, I charge for seminars, my 6-month online class. I can't give all this stuff away for free. Like I'm trying to make a living here, right? And so I kept laughing, and next thing you know, I saw the 3rd video and the 4th video, and by the 7th video of somebody saying to throw the palm up, I'm literally screaming at my phone, like stop doing this! What are you doing? So I finally got so pissed off. I made that don't serve the pizza video. It's got hundreds of thousands of views, and I made that video, and it's funny because if you look at it's like I don't know hundreds, 800 comments or something like that. But the top comment is, "Hey, I didn't serve the pizza. First throw went 80 feet farther. Thanks." And the second comment was, "Wow, it took 5 minutes, but I gained 70 feet. Thanks." And I'm like, watching these comments coming in, going, I probably lost like $40,000. I've like nobody the YouTube video then, but I couldn't stand it. I was just so angry at these. Like, what are you telling people that for? It doesn't make any sense. So, anyways, yeah. So the answer is that yes, I think overall people are better because of YouTube. There's no question. The entire sport is better. The sport at the highest level is better. There's more 1,000 rated, 1,020 rated players, absolutely for sure. But there's also misinformation that I get to fix too, which is that part's probably good for me.
Heck
For
yeah.
sure,
Well,
dude.
if you have gotten bad information off of YouTube, make sure to check out when Scott Stokely is going to be in your area next.
Yeah, I would. Do you do any sort of like digital coaching, or is it all physical in person?
So here's what I got going on. I just announced 22 full day seminars. I do my full day teaching seminars from Maine down to Georgia, across to Texas. These are all happening between now and the middle of December. My full day seminars cap at 6 players, and every one of them sells out. So if you want to get in, some of them are sold out. Some of them have a few spots left. They'll all sell out by seminar day. So go to scottstokely.net, click on the instruction, and then it says like full day seminars to get your ticket for those. I also have probably the thing I'm probably most proud of is that I have a 6-month online class called Become a Complete Disc Golfer. It's a 6-month class. It's not just a bunch of videos and drills to work on. You can get most of that stuff off YouTube. The thing about my class is I call it the Stokely disc golf method. The Stokely method is not a different method of throwing a golf disc. We all agree on the right way to throw a golf disc. There's just pretty much a unit, there's a right and wrong way to throw. We all agree. The Stokely method is the method I've developed, decades of teaching. I've taught more than anybody, the method of getting you throwing the right way. Because if you simply give someone the end result, here's where the foot goes, here's when the hips turn, here's when you pull your elbow through. Like, that's every YouTube tutorial video out there, and you might have noticed they don't work. It doesn't work to give the end result. You have to, what I've developed, what I believe you have to do is follow a step-by-step process to get there. So the online class is the step-by-step online process that starts with you doing something very simple and ending with you throwing correctly. And the thing that makes the online class so special is that I have 3 coaches who work for me, who they've been with me for more than 3 years. They speak the exact words I would speak, but I got 3 online coaches. In the 6-month class, you get an unlimited number of professional form reviews. So throughout this process, every time you do something as part of the method, you upload a video, the coaches correct you, you go back and work on it, then you upload the video again. If you get, when you get it right, then you move on to the next step. But the idea is that it has to be unlimited because everybody learns at a different pace. So I can't say to you, oh, you get 2 form reviews for your sidearm. Well, what if you don't have the throw right after 2 throws? What, are you out of luck? Like, that doesn't work. We have to learn different paces. So the idea is that because you get an unlimited number of form reviews, it effectively guarantees that when you end the class, you will be throwing correctly as long as you continually participate in the process of uploading the next video. Because we're not going, we'll keep reviewing you until you get there. So as long as you put the work in, we'll stick with you until you're throwing right. And so again, scottstokely.net, it's what I'm most proud of in my teaching, and it's really effective.
That's really cool. I don't think there's anything else like that out there.
Not with online coaching and everything. I don't knock any other teachers. Everybody's got their own style. Sure. A lot of people the people that aren't good at teaching, a lot of them just haven't been doing it very long. There was a point when I hadn't been doing it very long, and I'm sure if I look back at myself then, I would be like, ooh, that's not very good. So I'm not judging them for not being good at teaching. I'm not even judging people for making bad instructional videos. I was not teaching correctly when I was new to the sport. So they're not dumb, the people making them. They're just incorrect with their information. They're inexperienced. So that's all.
They're learning just like we are.
It's the most experienced, which also means I'm old.
That's okay.
Well, one last question for you, I think, for me anyways. What made you reach out to us on Instagram? That was made my whole day when I opened Instagram and saw that you DM'd me.
Have you not looked at me? You are so sexy.
Whoa. Let's go. Let's go.
This is supposed to be Spicy's episode. I love that answer.
Which one I'm talking to?
That's why we put you in the middle on the screen.
I haven't been, so I like talking to everybody. And one of the things I like to do is I don't know how many subscribers you guys have. Are you fairly new?
Yeah, we're on episode 35. We've got around 200-ish listeners.
I mean, that's look, it takes time.
Yeah.
You got to do 35 to get there, but if you keep doing it, you'll get there. But the thing is that if I can put eyes on what you do, because you can drop my name and then people like it, then that's good for you and that's good for me and it's good for everybody. Look, I tell the kid, remember I self-promotion is a big part of what I do. And one of the things I coach for the players on tour is you never reject a promotional opportunity, right? Like you never turn down a podcast. What if it has 5 viewers? Well, guess what? It has 5 viewers, but it also has 5 viewers and it's going to be up on the internet forever.
Yeah. It's not guaranteeing that it's only going to have 5 forever. They might go back and be like, they had an episode with Scott Stokely. And
Next thing
then,
you know, there's hundreds, and any one person listening could be somebody that invests in your business 12 years from now that you didn't that just heard your story and went, oh, that's really cool. It's a connection. Like, you never know. So for self promotion, you just can't. And look, if you have 30 minutes in a week to watch a Netflix show, then you could have been doing a podcast in those 30 minutes. You had available hours of waking hours. So as far as why I reached out to you, I probably saw your name and saw a podcast and just thought that's a promotional opportunity. That's all. But that's
hey,
what you're
man,
supposed to do. Like,
yeah,
self-promote is everything in 2024. Like in the UFC. Like, the UFC can promote a couple fighters. You have hundreds of fighters with the opportunity to promote themselves. The ones who promote themselves well make all the money.
oh,
Yeah.
Like,
The
there
Sean
was
O'Malley's
a
and Conor McGregor's.
well, no, here, I'll give you the best example in the world. There was a time, not just a few years back, where the two highest paid fighters in UFC, one had lost the previous two fights, and one had lost his previous three fights, which was McGregor and Diaz. And they were the fighters in the sport because they were also, go figure, the best at self-promotion. Like,
always in the media.
that is sports in 2024, unless you are so good that you have the machine of an organization of business behind you. So yes, MVP, I mean, the Discraft could promote Paul, and if you're a professional baseball player, the Dodgers can promote you, but they don't even promote everybody on their team. They're only promoting a few players also, right? So
Right.
it's just, that is sports in 2024. It's just as important as diet and exercise, in my opinion.
Heck
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
we appreciate it immensely.
Yeah,
Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late. Are you guys?
No
did you guys have a show without me that I won't be on while you're waiting for me?
We do that every episode. We do half a show with us, and then half a show with the guest.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's normal.
Kind of worked out then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I didn't ruin your show. That's good.
No. You
what, Scott? This is unacceptable of you. No.
We're gonna cancel
you were
the
great.
episode.
We appreciate you so much. We know you got limited time, so
Yes, thank you so much.
I would sit on here for another hour with you if you wanted, but or I can come back if you want, or I can say thank you very much and we'll meet someday. Whatever, it doesn't matter to me. But
We would love to have you back.
Yeah, for sure.
Just send me a link anytime. I'll come back on anytime you want.
Heck yeah.
Wow,
Well, that's awesome.
of you.
In fact, I'd be willing, just so you know, to help your guys' ratings, because I said I'm all about helping other people. I would be willing to do a show without my shirt on to attract more lady fans. You're welcome.
We finally do the shirtless episode. We've been talking about it forever.
We actually
have. Because you know what all the lady fans are begging for is they're like, can we please bring on a 55-year-old man without his shirt?
We can do that.
I think we can. If we get I'll put up a Twitter post, and if we can get 100 people to like it, we'll reach back out to you.
And
nobody wants to see a 55-year-old without a shirt on. I promise.
I think Twitter will be the touch of that. Don't threaten it if you're not going to follow through. Yeah, man, it was great. So usually we have our guests send us out with the scream, and then we'll just cut the episode right at the end of your scream. So if you're comfortable with that,
I can't because it's late in a hotel room.
But that's all right.
I do a silent scream, and then you can you can dub in like maybe like a 7-year-old girl screaming.
I like it. Silent scream away.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Ready?
Perfect.
Thanks for listening to Hanging Loose, a disc golf podcast. We'll be back again next week. Until then, hang loose. Hi, this is Rudy from Disc Lab. Are you looking to launch your own podcast?
We specialize in turning your podcast ideas into polished productions like you're listening to right now. Concept development to final edits, our team has the expertise to help you every step of the way. Contact us today to get started. Socials@disklab.io. That's socials@disklab.io.